Yo, what's up, guys? I know I'm a little late on this. Usually we do a lot of prep stuff every season, but we know at this point that there will not be a raid next season. And usually I only like to do this kind of stuff when there's a raid coming out in the following season. But I figured I'd do this anyways. That way you guys can prep your artifact for trials, try and get as much of it unlocked as you can. Luke Smith announced, I'll put the tweet on screen here, that the artifact power level that you get from grinding XP will not contribute towards the trial's power level anymore, which is really cool to see. But anyways, like I said, we're going to be leveling up this artifact as fast as we can so we can unlock all the perks. Maybe some of these perks will give you an advantage in trials, who knows. Anyways, my character's not fully stocked yet, but as you can see, I still have dawning bounties from a while ago. The rundown, basically, it isn't too complicated. Most of the stuff that you want to save is weekly bounties and whatnot. I'm going to show you a little spreadsheet that I put together here. Okay, so here's a little spreadsheet that I made showing you guys which are the most important bounties that you guys can pick up and have ready. I know some of these you can't get anymore, like Iron Banner just passed, Crimson Dawning. You can't get those anymore, which is okay, because there's plenty of other bounties that you still can pick up before the end of the season. It really isn't that important that you stock up on as many bounties as you can. Just try and get some of them saved up, because the most important XP farm is still doing the Moon Lost Sector farm, unfortunately. Unless they do something about that in the patch notes at the beginning of the season, I still think that that is going to be the most efficient way to get to rank 100, literally before that Friday when Trials starts. You have 3 days of grinding before Trials, and you should be able to get to rank 100, assuming that you have the time. One other little side note that I like to share with you guys, some people get really confused on this, is your quests and your bounties, they share the same amount of space. As you'll see down in the bottom left-hand corner here, it says 44 out of 63. So whenever I delete one of these quests, for example, that number will go down. So if you have 0 quests, you can hold 63 bounties, but they are shared space. So if you have any quests, this will make it so you can't hold as many bounties. So if you have some quests sitting around that you haven't finished or just taking up space, you can either delete them or finish them. That way you have more room for bounties. If you want to stock up to all 63, go for it. More power to you. But again, that Moon Lost Sector farm is probably going to be your best friend at the beginning of the season here. So let's say theoretically at bare minimum you guys saved 30 daily bounties of the daily bounty list. Those are 6,000 raw XP. Let's assume you have the 10% ghost at bare minimum. So you're getting 6,600 XP on each one of those that you turn in. So let's say you save 30 of those, which is, I mean, that's a fair estimate. Everybody could do 30 if you really want to. So 6,600 times 30 is going to bring you out to 198,000, which is basically 200,000 XP at bare minimum, which should get you a few ranks at the beginning of the pass. Now let's say, for example, you want to add 10 weeklies on top of that. Each of the weekly bounties are going to add 13,200 XP, so 10 times 13,200 is 132,000, and 132,000 plus the 198,000 that you had from the 30 daily bounties is going to bring you out to a grand total of 330,000 XP without doing anything at the beginning of the season. Okay, now let's assume you want to go completely overboard, max out everything that you can. In this situation, we're going to assume you don't have any Crimson or Dawning bounties saved. Those are worth double XP. Anyways, let's say you have 16 weekly bounties saved. You do the 8 weekly Obelisk bounties, Eris weekly, Cryptoglyph weekly, 2 Zavala weeklies, 2 Shax weeklies, and the Banshee weeklies, which is, there's 2 of those. So you have 16 total weekly bounties times 13,200 is going to bring you to a total of 211,200 XP just from the weekly bounties. And from there, we can assume that you have 47 open bounty slots, again, assuming that you have 0 quests taking up space. So you have 47 bounty slots left, which you can fill up with daily bounties. With the 10% XP ghost, each daily bounty is going to be worth 6,600 again. So you take 47 times 6,600, which brings you out to 310,200 XP. Then you add the weeklies and the dailies together of all 63 bounty slots, and it should come out to around a grand total of 521,400 XP. I would just like to reiterate that, again, this is assuming that you don't have any Battle Pass XP bonuses applying to this. This is only with the 10% ghost, so it could fluctuate. It could be more. It could be less. You will gain more as you rank up in the Battle Pass. So I would make sure that you have a buddy with you when you start popping these, because you will get the Fire Team XP boost, and that will only lead to you getting more. Just keep in mind the numbers that we discussed. That's only one character's worth. So if you do this for all 3 of your characters, you're looking at potentially saving anywhere from 1 to 2 million XP, somewhere in that ballpark. Again, maybe more, maybe less, depending how much you want to do. But that's a lot of XP. If you guys have any other further questions on anything, leave it in the comments below. I'll try and answer as many as I can. I mean, this time it's pretty straightforward. There's no like saving powerfuls or anything anymore. It's basically just down to XP saving and XP farming. Lots of XP stuff. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the little tipski, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.